Hello everybody, welcome to What the Fact. I'm Katie and this is Aaron, and we are editors with PolitiFact, the largest fact-checking organization in the United States.
And we need to be large right now because we are now just a couple of weeks away from the start of the election season. February 3rd is the start of the Iowa caucuses, the first presidential primary or caucus campaign. Finally, we're going to see some votes. We've been doing a lot of running around the state of Iowa, fact-checking all of these candidates. Now, most recently, only 6 of them were on the stage at Drake University, kind of battling out among that kind of top front-runner status. That doesn't mean that there's not a lot of other candidates in Iowa. And you know what? It also doesn't mean that the people who aren't on the stage, they can still win.
Yes, so Newsy is going to take us through some interesting history that shows while some candidates may not be qualified enough for the debate stage, they still might have a shot at actually winning on Election Day.
With the Iowa caucuses just over 2 weeks away, there are still about a dozen Democratic candidates in the race for the party's nomination. Half of those people have a national polling average at less than 5%, according to Real Clear Politics. So what keeps those campaigns going? Is there any precedent for a low polling candidate to skyrocket and win? We'll start with the 1972 presidential race. Democrats needed a nominee to run against President Richard Nixon. More than a dozen people launched campaigns, and there wasn't a clear frontrunner in the beginning. The ultimate Democratic nominee was George McGovern, but he'd started his campaign polling in the low single digits. In fact, Ted Kennedy, who wasn't even in the race, polled significantly higher. The New York Times reported at the time that McGovern's long-shot odds actually fueled his campaign. But in the general election, McGovern ended up losing to President Nixon in a landslide. A similar thing happened in the Democratic primary 4 years later in 1976. The crowded field included more than a dozen candidates. Before the presidential primaries, Jimmy Carter was polling at less than 1%, but his campaign focused on competing in every state and winning the early primaries and caucuses, a strategy that was both revolutionary at the time and successful. Carter clinched the nomination before the Democratic convention, and he went on to beat President Gerald Ford in the general election. The 1992 election season gave Democrats another nominee who started polling in the single digits, Bill Clinton. As governor of Arkansas, Clinton wasn't a well-known politician. The person drawing the highest early poll numbers was New York Governor Mario Cuomo, who never actually entered the race for president. Clinton lost the key early states of Iowa and New Hampshire, but Super Tuesday gave his campaign a big lift. He got enough support to secure the Democratic nomination before the convention, and he beat President George H.W. Bush in November. Then, of course, there's the unlikely candidacy of President Donald Trump. When he entered the crowded Republican field, he was polling in the single digits, but he started to break away from the pack in July 2015 and then held on to his spot atop the polls for the remainder of the primary season. History shows that Democratic primary contests can be a bit unpredictable, and it's not impossible for a long-shot candidate to win a major party's nomination. The real test starts when primary voting gets underway.
All right, Katie, so PolitiFact, we're not only fact-checking the 6 Democrats who were on the stage at Drake, we are fact-checking the other candidates who didn't make the stage, including Andrew Yang and others like that. You can see all those fact checks at PolitiFact.com. But as for the debate itself, which was co-hosted with CNN and the Des Moines Register, we did fact-check that as well. We had our whole staff working late at night to bring you what was said and who got it right and who got it wrong. We're going to highlight one fact-check right now. It was an exchange, and probably the most memorable exchange of the debate. It was between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, and it was over an alleged conversation Sanders had with Warren saying he didn't think a woman can be elected president.
Can a woman beat Donald Trump? Look at the men on this stage. Collectively, they have lost 10 elections. The only people on this stage who have won every single election that they've been in are the women, Amy and me.
Fact check, please.
All right, to be honest, this was kind of an easier fact check. Not that hard to find the answers. We rated her statement true. Now, I've got the results here that we were able to track down on debate night. And Warren is right. She and Klobuchar have not run for president before, but in the races that they have run, they did win. Warren has 2 U.S. Senate races that she won, including a very memorable defeat of incumbent Republican Senator Scott Brown, which also came up during the debate. And Klobuchar, who's been elected to the Senate since 2006, also won her races for county attorney back in Minnesota. Now, as for the men, we did find 10 losses, 7 of which come from Bernie Sanders because he has been running for the president and the Senate and Congress for a long time.
Yeah, Joe Biden obviously ran for president twice before and has lost. Pete Buttigieg got trounced actually in a statewide election in Indiana as well. So what does that all matter? Who can really say? I guess we'll start to figure a little bit more about that on February 3rd when the voters really start to kind of say who they want to be the Democratic nominee to take on Donald Trump. So you can see that fact check and all the others at PolitiFact.com. Until next time, I'm Aaron and this is Katie. Take care.